River of Tears by Precious Khabadirwi. Letlhakane Senior Secondary School, Boteti District. Narrated by Hazel Tawana. Maung Senior Secondary School, Maung.
His hard fist punched me on the jaw, sending me spinning out of control. The ceramic cup came hurtling towards me, a weapon thrown with malicious intent. Black hot coffee trailed the spinning cup, looking for an instant like a Halley's Comet. The cup crashed on my chest, knocking the breath out of me. I was determined not to give him the satisfaction of my anguished cry. But when the coffee scalded my breasts, I screamed. Rewind to a couple of years earlier. I met this man at the supermarket. He was rolling a big trolley heaped with expensive goodies. I received each item, scanned the code, and marveled at the total on the computer monitor. I hadn't seen anyone spending that much on food alone. This guy must have been rich. Physically, he was handsome, amazing, probably a result of eating well. Taking his bank card from him to swipe his payment, my hand touched his and a wave of electricity shot up my arm. I couldn't control the butterflies and the goosebumps. Fate threw me onto him that very evening. I was on my way home from the supermarket. We closed a little late and darkness had already spread its blanket over the small town when a big, white jeep stopped by my side. He asked me to take a ride with him. I jumped in and he drove away. Thanks for the ride. A wide smile spread across my face. Don't mention it. Why would a beautiful woman like you walk alone during the night? My name is Mudir. He stretched his hand to shake mine. I'm Betty, I responded. A call interrupted our conversation. It was Dr. Robert from the hospital. I listened intently as he told me about my mother's condition. He also reminded me of the pending medical bills that needed to be settled quickly. Are you okay? You look disturbed, Mudir asked, with a worried look on his face as he parked off the road to talk further. I am okay. It's just that I broke off and started sobbing. Reaching up with his hands, Mudir gently cupped my face, wiped away my tears and hugged me. That was such a compassionate gesture from a stranger. His heart must be big and loving, I thought. I opened up and told him my story. My mother had a problem with her appendix, underwent an operation procedure and would soon be released, but the medical bills were the problem. Mudir assured me that everything would be all right as he drove off to take me home. Later that night, we chatted on social media. Little did we know that it was the beginning of our relationship. He called frequently, took me out and gave me expensive presents. But most importantly, he cleared my mother's hospital bills. A few months after my mother's discharge from the hospital, wedding bells rang. My daughter, Mudir is a good man. You are lucky because you found yourself a loving, handsome and rich man. So please don't let me down. Be the best wife through thick and thin. My mother smiled proudly. The first few months of our marriage were heaven on earth. He was what a woman would die for in a man. I felt like I had made it in life. My friends envied me. Things changed. Mudir showed his true colors. He started coming home late and gave silly excuses. Some days were the worst as he would come in the morning, smelling alcohol, with lipstick marks on his shirts, and when I asked about them, he would get angry and raise his hand at me. I started feeling lonely and neglected. Where is my son-in-law? I have been here for 3 days now, but I haven't seen him, and when I ask about his whereabouts, you just tell me he's at work. Betty, what is going on? My mother asked. Nodding and fighting back tears, I said, Mom, Mudir no longer stays home. He comes home late, drunk, and beats me. Our house is now a wrestling ring. My daughter, I am sorry I took you for granted. Please don't lose hope yet. Just talk to him and fix your marriage. One Tuesday morning, I sat on our well-varnished timber dining table, having a cup of black coffee with no sugar, just the way I liked it when I was stressed. For the first time, I felt that the house was too big for me. No noise except for the humming of the fridge in the kitchen. Suddenly, I heard the door banging. I looked, and it was my husband who left home the previous night saying he was going to get his laptop from his workplace. He came straight to the dining table and sat down. "So the laptop swallowed you and vomited you this morning, huh?" I asked. I no longer cared about how he would react. "Don't ask me where I come from. It's none of your business. Why do you care?" he argued. That was enough. I couldn't keep up anymore. "Mudiri, I think it's time we get a divorce." Tears rolled down my face. He stood up and approached me. "You are mine, my property, and I will initiate the divorce, not you. Do you think I spent money on you for nothing? Now stand up and let's go to bed," he demanded, angrily pulling me up. "I would rather die than sleep with you. Why are you doing this? What changed you?" I pulled my hand from him. That was when he knocked my jaw with his hard fist and threw the cup of hot coffee at me. My hurting eyes flipped open to a blurry vision with my mother sitting by my side. Standing beside her was a man in white, scribbling on a card. I was in a hospital. I began to regret the day I met Mudir. First of all, what did I gain from this marriage? Nothing but a river of tears, an ocean of pain and low self-esteem. No, I refused to be chained to those expectations. Not me. I was not going back to that house. I was happy to be poor, even if it meant I had to be single again.
Take-home message. Intimate partner violence can be physical, sexual, and emotional. There are support services within the community for survivors of violence that should be approached for assistance. Children should accept their home and family financial circumstances and know that they cannot always have what they want. Further, they need to learn to live within the means of their family and learn to wait.